everybody, and welcome back to another episode. Happy Tuesday, guys. Thank you guys for being here. So it looks like we got some action, guys. We got the Hot Toys. We have the teas, right? We have, I want to say, an announcement as well, right? We got some JazInc action, it looks like. We got a few other things, I believe, and as always, okay, can never live without some drama. Looks like Casey, my buddy Casey, has another response. So it looks like we are going to get into that as well. So let everybody know if you guys know how to get Casey in here so he can listen again, because it looks like there's a little bit of brain damage going on. He may be autistic. I had no idea. So we're going to get into it and see what's going on. Guys, there's 16 of you guys in here. Please hit that like button if you haven't yet. And we're going to get started. Rudy was supposed to be here, but it looks like he decided to collect in art from now on. So I don't know what happened to him. So let's get started with you guys. And then, like I said, we'll get right into it. Let me see who else is in. We got Uncarded in the house. Welcome, my friend. Thank you for being here. Happy Tuesday. Welcome. He says, looks like another banger live in the from the pantry. Unbelievable. Unreal. Guys, all I have to say is I got a piece today. Okay? I got a piece today. And my pantry at the moment is kind of full for this piece. I'm going to show you guys real quickly. So the pantry is going to be a little stuffed after this thing is open. So don't judge me, guys. Don't judge me or my pantry. We got Rob in the house. Welcome, my friend.
Konnichiwa. Konnichiwa means what's up.
Bo.
How you doing?
Boom. Guys, it's 21. If you guys just please hit that like button if you haven't yet. We got Jilvin in the house. Welcome, my friend. Thank you for being here. Hello, collectors. Finally tracked down a Green Goblin upgraded suit. Should be seeing it this weekend. Hopefully, that is awesome. Wait, what happened? You didn't get one? You didn't want one, and now you want one? You missed out on it? What happened? Because I don't think that figure was like that. I know some people were trying to get that figure to mod it and put the helmet on it instead of the Willem Dafoe head sculpt. But I didn't see that it was, sold out quickly or anything like that. So let me know, because I want to know what your situation was. Let me see who else is in the house. Uncle said, let's go extra Tabasco sauce. Oh, man. You guys are crazy. Let's see how late Fab is garlic delivery to. No, I'm on time. I'm on time, guys. I'm on time. I was waiting for Rudy, hoping it would show up. But as usual, nah. Rudy's getting a little bit disrespectful with the times now. So we'll see. We'll see what's going on. Now, I know what the problem is. For those who don't know, okay, because we don't even know. Rudy's streaming now, Sunday at midnight. Okay. So now, because he started streaming all by himself. When I say by himself, I mean literally by himself. He doesn't tell nobody. Nobody knows his streams, okay? Nobody. But because he's streaming now, he's like, you know what? I don't need to be on time for that peasant anymore. I have my own schedule. I have my own time. I don't need to be on time for nobody but my midnight stream that nobody knows about because I don't tell anybody about it. It's best friends. Unreal. Unreal.
Konnichiwa. Konnichiwa means what's up.
Welcome, my friend. Thank you for being here. We got Caleb in the house. Welcome, my friend.
Hello.
Welcome. Yes, guys, hit that like button if you haven't yet. Thank you guys for being here. We got Neft in the house. Welcome, my friend.
Konnichiwa. Konnichiwa means what's up.
Welcome. Let me see who else is in the house. Robert, welcome. We got Ash in the house. Thank you for being here. Welcome. Let's see. We got the Alchemist in the house.
Konnichiwa. Konnichiwa means what's up.
Welcome, my friend. Thank you for being here. Wait, don't tell me. Ah, man, guys. I didn't know how deep pantry collecting was. I had no idea how deep it was. Now with this big piece here, I understand the struggle, you know. So we'll see what happens with the pantry, guys. You'll be my let me see what this look at this. Unbelievable. Oh yes I did, garlic. Oh yes I did. Maybe I didn't. Oops. Guys, what I just said about Rudy is all lies. I thought I sent them the link. I did it. That was my fault. All right, I sent it to him. Guys, I was kidding. April Fools. Oh man, I thought I sent it to him. See, this is what happens. Unbelievable. I'm like, where's I'm like, he didn't tell me he was not gonna be late. So I was like, oh, something must have happened.
No, I'm like waiting. I'm looking. I'm like, where's the link?
Yeah,
and
no,
I'm like,
I've been forgetting lately. I gotta start like setting a what do you call it?
So I'm hearing all the slander going on. I'm like, this guy streaming by himself.
No, wait. Slander means there is a lie somewhere. Okay, so where's the lie? Let everybody know which part I lied about. Go ahead.
Well, that I'm too cool for school. Clearly, because I'm like, let me in.
Let me in.
No, like, let me in.
Oh man. All right, thank you for being here. How are you? Welcome.
Thank you for having me. Hi, everyone.
We got Joe Hendry in the house. Welcome.
Hello.
This is Gacy the one that built his.
Oh Lord.
I don't know. Yeah. So, disclaimer. Anything that is said tonight about Casey, Rudy has nothing to do with it. So do not drag Rudy into nothing, please. Okay, it's not that type of conversation anyway. Casey, so don't stress. But my friend Rudy has nothing to do with nothing. Just like Nefty had nothing to do with nothing. All he literally said was OC, and he was dragged into some dirt. So I just want to make that clear. These words that are coming out, will be coming out soon about Casey, are about me and about me only. Rudy is in the clear. Rudy, don't say I didn't clear your name, because I don't want to hear that. Oh, I only come on this stream to get dragged into some dirt.
Oh, come on, listen. What are friends for, right? Like, I'm not gonna.
I gotta get dirty too.
I'm gonna leave you hanging? You know, it's like, come on.
I know. My friend Nefty left me hanging. We got Ash. I'm just kidding. Faz got the Burger King Batman. The Burger King. Don't be mean, Ash. That's rude. That's rude about my Batman. Christian, my friend, welcome.
Hello.
Thank you for being here. Faz, finally I can open. I told them don't open yours until I get mine. Oh man, Chris, how are you, my friend? Welcome. Thank you for being here. Welcome. Let me see. Fast. This guy loves ruining my videos with his live unboxings. Unreal. Every time I do a live unboxing, I'm like, man, I didn't make an actual video of the figure. Ruin. And nobody looks for the live stream; they look for the video. You know what I mean? So my YouTubing skills have been damaged because of these live unboxings. My YouTube career has been unsuccessful for that reason. Rudy got too cool for school.
I'm telling you, man, the lies. Well, not about the streaming on Sundays, but about being too cool for school.
See, Rudy's moved on to bigger and better things. See, I can sense it. I can sense
no way.
Oh man, Diego says, I didn't simply have space at first to accommodate the. Oh, I gotcha. Okay, I gotcha. Yeah, I was gonna say because I was like, that wasn't like sold out or anything like that. I know, like I said, I know people. I bought 2 originals, one for the head sculpt, one for the helmet. Actually, no, it wasn't 2 originals. It was 1 original and then 1 body from
Wait, which
Josh,
one is this?
From Josh. Shout out to Josh, the Green Goblin from No Way Home.
Oh, okay, got it.
But he just got the what do you call it? The battle damage one. The what's it called? The upgraded suit.
The hobo suit, right? The one that's all damaged and everything. The upgraded.
No. Oh, Chris, look at that! Just passing by. Welcome.
Hello!
Thank you for being here. Let's see. Once again, Fabs ignored this guy. Unreal. Unbelievable. We got Joe. Welcome, my friend.
Hello!
Nice to see you. Welcome. What's up, fellow collectors? My back is broken from How much did you get? I know Canada gets like, when we're supposed to get like 6 inches, you guys get like 16 feet. So I don't know. We got Michael in the house. Welcome, Mike.
Konnichiwa. Konnichiwa means what's up.
It says, good evening, gentlemen. How about that T800 2.0 order the moment I found out that thing is bitching? Yes, we're going to get into all that. So let's get right into it, guys. Let's get started because we actually got some action. So first and foremost, Rudy, we are going to get started with this bad boy that everybody knew was coming, except you, I feel like. So as you can see, one thing that is very obvious that obviously, at this moment, I want to say even I expected to a certain extent, right? I don't really jump into conclusions about certain things, specifically speaking, the bodies, right? So obviously all we can see as of right now is the body. We haven't seen the head sculpt. We haven't seen the possibility of head sculpts, right? Multiple, not one.
Right.
So seeing the figure, Rudy, just as you're seeing on screen, give me some pros on the figure already and give me some cons from what you're noticing, if any.
I mean, look, the pros are just the sculpting looks different, right? It doesn't look like your standard Hulk figure, right? The forearms look like they've got a little hair, right? They look like there's a lot of good detailing on this. And I think the color looks great, right? It's Red Hulk, for crying out loud. I mean, how many of us have been waiting for that since the trailers debuted? So I don't know. For me, there's no real negative. I know a lot of people have been complaining about the seamless, or the fact that you can see the joints, but listen, if that's going to shave off a couple of bucks off of this, especially nowadays with how much everything is costing, I don't mind. I've never minded joints. The other Hulks have them. Would seamless have been cool? Absolutely, but it's something I can live without. But that would be probably the only thing that I keep seeing people kind of complaining about. And look, I understand it. I get it. With technology the way it is, the whole point of these figures is to try to get more realistic, right, and more closer to the actual on-screen image. So I get it. But for me, this is I don't even have to see the sculpt. This is going to be a day one.
Correct. So that's exactly right. Right. The one main complaint the one ugly thing about the body right off the bat is the fact that it's not seamless at the shoulder, right? I feel like that is the easiest way for Hot Toys to make their bodies, right? Especially these bodies like this, right? You'll get the sleeve, because this is all this is just a sleeve on top of the body, right? So that's why I feel like they're always making these, because it's just very, very simple, very, very easy, and that's what the joints they don't really care for, because it'll be that much more expensive for them to make a 100% silicone body at that size, which means that we're going to be paying about $500, $600, $700 for a body that massive, 100%, whether it's seamless or silicone. Because just because you have it seamless does not mean silicone, right? So that's another problem, right? We don't know. We would want the best, which would be silicone, right? And obviously having silicone, which automatically will make it seamless, right? Obviously a silicone body at this size, again, humongous and very expensive,
right?
So they went seamless, with the arm, right? Not the shoulder. Again, it's a sleeve. It's an easy thing for them to do. That's why they're always going to do it. And as a 2.0, right? Because as of right now, we haven't gotten a big body 2.0. We haven't gotten any of the Green Hulks 2.0 at all. Okay. We haven't gotten, anything like that as a 2.0. How can they make that a 2.0? Exactly what I just said. Seamless. Not seamless, seamless at the shoulder. Rudy,
Right.
What would you want as a 2.0 in a Hulk body?
You know the one that I liked, and I think the Age of Ultron Hulk was how they were able to do it, where they gave us the second torso that's already kind of pre-sculpted. It's what we're seeing with the Batman Armory from The Dark Knight Rises, right? With the cross-armed Bruce Wayne. It's what we're seeing with what we saw with the Thanos from Infinity War, right? With the pre-posed arm. We're seeing it with Winter Soldier with the pre-posed arms. That's, if you can't do seamless, that would be a good alternate, right? Give us a second body to create that seamless look and have it pre-posed. Although the only thing that is, it starts getting into statue territory. And one of the nice things about the 6-scale figures is that they're figures, so you can pose them up however you want. But I think that's a nice compromise if you can't get the seamless bodies, because I just think the price for that is going to be so crazy. I mean, I think companies like J&D are crazy to begin with how much they're charging. But one of the big things that they're charging for with the uptick is silicone bodies, right? Seamlessness. So imagine Hot Toys doing something at that scale seamless.
Right.
I just think the sticker shock would be something that we'd
absolutely and
a little bit.
And the bad part about it is it'd be expensive just to get rid of these lines. You know what I mean? And is it that worth it?
Right.
That would be the problem. Chucha, my friend, welcome.
Hello!
I want to get into, you made a good point with the double body with that Age of Ultron body. So actually I was talking to Bob about that. And obviously two things. I haven't seen the movie, number one, so I don't know what happens with the Hulk. Apparently, from what I understand, he's only in there barely a couple minutes, right? Not much screen time at all. So we can't expect much. I can't expect much, right? I don't expect much from a figure or from a character that appeared on screen a couple of minutes. Yes, he has to be made because he's the main reason why this movie's even happening. Right. So that's why it's a very important character to be made. If we don't get anything, also the movie not doing very, very well. Okay. It looks like people are saying, oh, it's good. And then some people, oh, it's not that good. So it's it's not 100% good or it's not 100% bad. Okay. Right. So it looks like it's in the middle, right? Nobody.
Yeah. What I'm hearing is exactly that. I'm hearing listen, it's not top tier. It's not Winter Soldier.
Correct.
Right. It's not Infinity War, but it's not like Thor: The Dark World. It's not Thor: Love and Thunder.
Correct.
It's falling definitely mid-tier to a little bit better than that. So as long as it's entertaining, I think that's pretty. It could have some legs, right? As long as it's entertaining.
As long as I feel like, as long as the movie makes sense and it has a point, right? I think that's what matters the most. And obviously leading you into something in the future, right? Leaving you hanging with, oh man, this is next. That's what I always like about these movies, that you always have something to look forward to. From what I understand, they only have the movie only has one post-credit scene. They mention what it is. I don't remember what it is. I don't want to spoil it anyway. But the whole point of this conversation is, number one, I haven't seen the movie. Number two, regarding the second torso on the Age of Ultron Hulk, is that was something that happened in the movie, right? That's this gesture, this movement, this pose happened in the movie. I believe when it was fighting the Hulkbuster as well, right? So that's why I think that specific torso was made for that reason, right? We don't know if the Hulk ends up doing that in the movie, right? Remember, this is the very first time he turns. I don't know if he's going to have that natural, innate, mentality to do that type of stuff that the Hulk does just naturally. So that's probably why they didn't include that second torso, right? Doesn't belong in the movie. I have a feeling, though, that we should get a second head sculpt, and this is why I'm saying this. I'm going to pull this up real quickly. So this is a possibility, in my opinion, because, okay, not that it's 100% coming, but I think it's a possibility. Number one, this happened in the movie, right? So this, as you can see, this is a screenshot from the trailer, and this would be epic, right? So an angry Harrison Ford Red Hulk head sculpt with obviously your standard one that is coming.
Right.
Most likely we're going to get rolling eyes, right? Which is a given, just like we got with She-Hulk. The only reason why I'm saying that it's a possibility, but I still don't think it's coming, it's because of the fact that we didn't get a second one with She-Hulk. Now, can you say it's the same thing? It's not the same thing at all, right? The popularity of a She-Hulk is not the popularity of a Red Hulk, okay? So can they put in more work to it? I hope so for that second head sculpt. Besides the second head sculpt, it doesn't really need much else. Again, I haven't seen the movie, so I don't know what I would be missing out on. But a Hulk is a Hulk. What makes a Hulk is the body. What makes a Hulk is the muscle. What makes a Hulk is the facial expressions, right? And no Hulk comes with accessories really, besides things to throw or you know,
right.
It's not like he comes, you know, it's not like he has his own weapons or anything like that. So that's what I mean, right? Obviously, you know, we're gonna get that hair, the gray hair on the side.
That's what I was looking at. That's pretty cool.
No,
like
no, you have to
that's
get that. That's a staple. That is number one, a big difference from Bruce Banner and this Hulk, right? And then number two, the fact that, as you can see, you see Harrison Ford 1,000,000,000% in the Red Hulk head sculpt.
Oh yeah, this looks great.
Crazy.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean. I hope we get a second head sculpt. It belongs with the figure, right? We didn't get it with She-Hulk when she's supposed to be, again, a Hulk, which a Hulk is about anger and Hulk smashing, right? So no matter what, it was necessary. But again, because we're getting rolling eyes with these figures now, they're more expensive to make, and to give us a second head sculpt, it's going to be more pricey. Not only because of the fact that we're getting a second head sculpt, but think about this: the She-Hulk body bigger than your standard body, a Hulk body bigger than your standard body. Therefore, the head sculpt's got to be that much bigger. Therefore, they're going to be that much more expensive to make. Not just, for example, Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness came with his standard head sculpt and the third eye head sculpt, right? These things are, they're very detailed, but they're small, right? This is going to be about this big, right?
And look, if you get the angry sculpt, you're going to get the full mouth, open mouth, so you're going to have to detail all the teeth, the tongue, right? The veins, everything is going to be completely different. But you know what? That's how you justify what they're going to charge for this figure. That, because you know this is going to be expensive. And I just feel like you kind of hit it on the head, hit the nail on the head. If you're going to make a Red Hulk, it's all about rage, right? If I have, listen, I'm going to get it no matter what. But if you just have the Harrison Ford sculpt, that's going to be fine. But you're going to want him in that angry look, right? You with that rage. So I think you're right. I think a second sculpt is something that's in all likelihood going to come. I think as opposed to She-Hulk, I mean, she barely gets mad in that show, right? She has like one or two moments. She did.
Just that alone that she did, because that's her personality as a Hulk, it should have been included.
Right. I just think that, you know, we've talked about it too. There was just the reception overall to that character was so weak. There was just almost no incentive for Hot Toys to go that extra step.
Correct. That's exactly what I think.
For this one, for Red Hulk, I mean, you've been hearing from the community for weeks, for months, no matter what happens, the movie could be utter garbage. Everybody was saying we're going to get a Red Hulk. So there's a demand for this character that wasn't there for She-Hulk. She-Hulk needed to be top tier Marvel for people to really be like, oh my God, She-Hulk. But Red Hulk sells himself. I think that's the big difference.
And another thing too, you know, to get a Hulk in general, right? Whether it's green or red, you don't need to see any movies. You know, the figure is going to be beautiful. It's going to be massive. It's going to be, you know, a great piece to own just from the size, just from what it is, right? So you don't really need to see a movie to want Hulks to be made. Even before the Red Hulk was mentioned, people already right now, because it's been so many years since we've gotten a real Hulk, right? We got the Smart Hulk, which sucks, right? That's not, you know, that's not our Hulk. That's not our standard Hulk. But because we haven't gotten a regular standard big normal, you know, size Hulk, people have been begging for one. Whether it's a reissue, whether it's a remake, something, they want a Hulk. And now that they're getting the red one, It doesn't matter if the movie's great. It doesn't matter if the movie is going to be $1 billion. It doesn't matter. We're getting another Hulk. It's red, which is even more exciting because now what does that mean? Well, if you want to go back for the green one, you can.
Yeah, just imagine a collection where you have the Green Hulk, She-Hulk, even though she wasn't popular, and then the Red Hulk.
Right.
I mean, you're gonna start, fleshing out that Hulk family. I mean, that's gonna be pretty impressive.
That's gonna look awesome. And if you have the original green one, you have Age of Ultron, you have Smart Hulk, and then you have
Gladiator Hulk from
Hulk,
Thor Ragnarok. That's my favorite.
And She-Hulk all together.
Yep.
All of them together. The family, like you said, the Hulk family.
Yep.
That is an epic picture right there. You take a picture of that, sick. Okay?
I'm just thinking about the real estate they're all taking up because those things are going to be huge.
So I don't know if you guys can see. I don't know if you guys have seen ever. But my Hulk is in like the funkiest pose. Both of them. They're both in the same pose. One on either side, because that was the only way to fit them inside these cases. They're way too tall. They're way too massive. So I had to put it on like a kneeling pose type thing to be able to fit it. And let me tell you something. It looks beautiful. They both look beautiful. I almost got a second Age of Ultron Hulk for this look. Right. But because of how tall it is, and like you said, it's like a statue. Where am I putting this thing? So I never got the second.
And look, I'm looking right now because I've got the Gladiator Hulk right next to the Hulkbuster, because with the helmet and it had that kind of gladiator Roman style, fin to it. He's a massive figure, right? He takes up a lot of height. It's one of my favorites. I mean, that guy is incredible.
The detail on that figure, the armor on that figure, the weapons on that figure, the facial expression alone on that figure is beautiful. Okay. No, a lot of people don't talk about that. A lot of people talk about just the figure as a whole. Nobody talks about that expression.
Right. And he's got the war paint on too, right? It's a great look at it's a unique Hulk.
Cassandra, welcome. Thank you for being here. Blinken, how are you, my friend? Welcome.
Konnichiwa means what's up.
Guys, there's 32 of you guys in there. Please hit that like button if you haven't yet. Thank you guys for being here as you're coming in. Thank you guys. Let me see who else is in here. We got Lou.
Konnichiwa means what's up.
Ooh, it's in the house.
Konnichiwa, bitch.
What up, my master of posing, creating collectors? Welcome, my friend. Thank you for being here. Michael says, throw an Abomination figure in there as well. Well, the only way we could have gone Abomination was through She-Hulk. And if they didn't bother, again, understandable, right? The show was not good, so that's why they're not going to go deep in there. But that was the only way, because they're not going to go backwards to the Hulk, the Incredible Hulk movie at all. Right? Ever. Can they? Absolutely. At any moment. Right? 100%. They just haven't for whatever reason. But that would be an epic figure. And remember that Abomination is way bigger than the Hulk.
Right. So he would have been massive.
Oh, my God.
And then listen, my hopes, because I always tell you this is where I like third party, because third party will step in and sometimes give us like Cool Obsidian, right? We got all those figures.
Yep.
But third party now is going through its own changes, right? Like Toys R Us is missing in action at this point.
Correct.
Toys Battalion, all these companies that were doing these massive figures aren't really coming out and doing any of these. So I'd love to see an Abomination, but I don't know that we will. Definitely not from Hot Toys.
Well, definitely not anytime soon, if anything. I can tell you that. It's that it doesn't look like there's any reason for it to be made unless he appears again down the line somewhere. You know what I mean?
Right,
Which I thought he was supposed to, wasn't he?
Look, there are rumors going around that we're gonna get everything is leading to like a World War Hulk situation. Something about
he would appear in there?
Maybe that's the only place, because he's still alive, right? And
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. They keep there's still a possibility down the line, but because I did hear that he was part of a group, a comic book, like, anti-hero group as well, wasn't he?
I think so.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. There's got to be a way to bring him in somehow, because that'll be an epic figure.
That would be a great figure.
Brad, my friend, welcome.
Hello!
Fat Missiles canceled, Fabs. At least we got JazInc to save the day. This guy, unbelievable. CSI, welcome.
Hello!
Could do it. Just take the body from the video game Venom. No, it would be a little different. Remember that his body was different. Remember that those two bodies, the Incredible Hulk body and the Abomination body, in that movie specifically, the Incredible Hulk, were completely different than any other Hulk we've ever seen.
Yeah.
Right? There was something very weird about the forearms. Like they were like stretched out. They looked very funny. And like I said, both characters, not only the Hulk, but Abomination too. And if you look at those forearms on any other Hulk, they don't look like that.
Right.
Referring to Abomination. Yeah, no, they could. I mean, but it's not going to be
the problem is just right. Abomination is he's got all those bone projections.
Correct.
He looks a little like a more streamlined Doomsday. Right. So he's got those bone projections. So you'd have to cast that. So you'd be a brand new mold for Hot Toys, and that's where the price is with all this.
Correct. And it can't be something that, I mean, it could, right? By any means, it could be something that they could literally just make the holes for, and they stick them in and glue them in, which would be the easier way.
That would be a really easy way, but
correct. That would be the easiest way. But the problem is with Hot Toys, they like doing it properly, right? Obviously to a certain extent. So it has to be some type of sculpted, hard plastic body that they would have to make for that figure. So it would have to be something completely different. So Rudy, what are you expecting to come with the figure?
Look, honestly, like what we've gotten, like you said, I haven't seen the movie either. Right. I've gotten some of it spoiled, but I won't spoil it for anybody who hasn't seen it. But look, I think you're right. I think a second sculpt, and I think what you mentioned previously could also be a possibility. A 2-pack with a President Thunderbolt Ross. Like, I think that would be something that they've already done before with the Bruce Banner, and I think you were the one that mentioned it. So full credit there. But that would be great. Right. Absolutely. And then even in the trailer, right, there's you could have him in a suit, but you could also have him with that presidential jacket, right? The flight jacket and everything. That's all I would expect. And then maybe some debris, like something that he could be holding. Like, I don't know, something from the White House.
The stuff from we got before from the Green Hulk double pack. Remember, he came with these it looked like broken building pieces, right?
Right. So that's what I'm saying. Like, since the last fight kind of starts at the White House,
you
could have pillars or something that looks like
maybe like a podium. You know what I mean?
Like, or marble, something that's the presidential podium that he could be holding. I don't know. We'll see. But I would expect some debris. We've seen Hot Toys do that before. I think the second sculpt, the angry sculpt, if they don't do it, that's a missed opportunity. Absolutely. And then the only thing is a President Ross, right? But I would expect that maybe as a 2-pack. So like you said, that's what I had mentioned earlier. The thing is this now. Obviously that is ideal, right? The double pack. That would be epic to have. We know that Hot Toys hasn't been making double packs really that much. Our last double pack was what? Black Spider-Man, Superman and Nightmare. And the Nightmare, yeah. That was the last one.
Right. So we haven't gotten a double pack since then. And so I think it would be perfect for that double pack, right? For Ross and the Hulk. Mm-hmm. The problem is, because of the fact that the movie didn't do so well, do you even think they're going that direction? Again, and I said this before, because of the fact that they already have the Harrison Ford likeness, right? They already have it for Indiana Jones, aged, right? It's not like, they only have the old one. No, they have Indiana Jones aged. He looks exactly the same as Thunderbolt Ross, obviously completely different haircut, but it's the same face, right? So because they already have that, to me, is a no-brainer for them to make this figure, because people are going to want Ross next to the Hulk, right? It's just going to look epic, right? Do you really need Ross next to Captain America? No. But next to the Hulk, absolutely. Right. Everybody wants a Hulk, but why would you not want a Bruce Banner? Of course you want a Bruce Banner. So that's what I mean. So do I think they're going to make it? I hope so. I'm going to say I think it's coming either way, whether it comes or not. I think it's coming. It has to. It's easy money, again, because they already have the likeness. The only thing is now, because the movie didn't do so well, it's the double pack thing. Obviously,
no. The one thing I'll tell you about that, because I was thinking about that too, but I'm going to give you 2 recent Marvel movies, right? Black Panther: Wakanda Forever actually almost hit the $1 billion mark, and we only got one figure from that movie, right? And meanwhile, Thor: Love and Thunder was really a flop. Thor: Love and Thunder didn't do that well.
And you got 4.
And look, we got 4 figures. We got Valkyrie, we got Gore. Like I expected a Thor, like everybody, and
Right.
a mighty Thor. And then they went Valkyrie. I'm like, okay, I'll take it.
Right.
Gore. You know, that's why with Hot Toys, sometimes you don't know, right? Like there's a movie that will hit and they're just going to tackle with one figure. And then there are movies that don't do that great. Even Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, we got 3 figures, right?
But now,
They
that's
did
a
cancel
great
Cassie, but that
that's a
was
great
pretty much-
point. But question for you. You just brought up what was it that you said again? I just completely forgot what I was going to say.
Wakanda Forever almost made
Oh,
like
right.
$1 billion.
So speaking of that, specifically that, right? What did you expect from Wakanda besides Shuri? What would you have wanted?
Honestly, I would have expected just Shuri and Namor. Namor would have been the guy.
Namor. Forgot about Namor.
The fact that we didn't get Namor, to me, it's like Namor was. I think overall, people seem to have a positive response to Namor, right? People thought he was pretty cool and vicious, and then that's it. I didn't expect him to go deep into the line because everybody else was kind of a secondary character. Right, but at least Namor. I would have expected that.
I forgot about Namor, but that is a great point too. And I think they didn't do him was because of the likeness, right? The actor's likeness. He was not, again, as far as I know, I had never seen him before. I don't know what he was ever in before. I don't know what type of actor he is, even though he was great in the movie.
Right.
I don't know. I don't know how popular he is to have Hot Toys create a figure of him. So I think it wasn't so much about the character. I think it was more about the actor. You know what I mean?
It could be. Yeah.
Well, because remember, you just mentioned Cassie. Who the hell is Cassie? As an actor, I don't know who she is. I don't know her name. Right. So are they just going to start making figures of character of actors and actresses that we don't really know? Absolutely not. Because they're not going to sell.
We've kind of seen that to a degree with Hot Toys, depending on the movie. And look, Cassie Lang, they had a prototype in those pictures. Right, they did a prototype figure of her, and I think the movie just didn't perform as well. And I'm guessing the sales of the figures didn't do as well, right? Because they're keeping track of it, and they probably saw how many people pre-ordered, Ant-Man, Wasp, and Kang, and they said if those characters didn't get a lot of pre-orders, there's no way Cassie's going to do it. Not even worth pursuing.
That's my point. So because again, obviously the young girl, the actress, I've seen her, in other things before, but I can't tell you her name. I have no idea who she is, but that's my point. When the character is when the actor is not that popular, I think that's when they miss out. And again, going back to this figure, to this movie,
right?
We talked about Falcon over and over and over. I saw pictures of Falcon in the trailer, clips of Falcon in the trailer. He looks basic as hell, and I would love that figure in my collection.
Same here, right? Absolutely,
it would look incredible. Are they going to make it? Absolutely not. Why? The actor's likeness, most likely. Again, who is he?
Right.
He could have been in other stuff. I don't know him from anywhere, right? So if I don't know, obviously, not that I'm the gauge of like who's popular because I don't watch TV anyway, but I could kind of see. If I know this actor from this movie and this movie and this movie and this show, I'm like, all right, he's been around. That's why he's getting his figure made.
Right.
But if it's something that there's someone that I haven't seen at all anywhere, but one thing, that's when I'm like, all right, he can't be that popular. Not that they could never make their likenesses. Absolutely they can. But it just doesn't make sense to me to say, oh, this is coming.
Look, a guy like Harrison Ford, like you're saying, it's Harrison Ford. Who doesn't know him, right? Same thing with Anthony Mackie. Anthony Mackie's been in a ton of stuff. They've obviously made his figure before multiple times, and he's the title character. Right. I think it's going to depend. I think Hot Toys might surprise you if the movie does decently well and the figures sell. Right? I don't know that I would count them out of doing a Falcon. Right? Those figures seem to sell. Right? I mean,
what do you mean those figures? What, the winged figures?
The winged figures, at least the older ones, right? But it depends on how the movie does, because obviously Captain America from Falcon and the Winter Soldier still bargain bin available at this point, right?
Which one? Oh, the white one.
The white one, right?
Yeah.
You could still get him on discount. So, look, I'd love to get that Falcon. I don't think it's a no for him, but I think he's definitely not guaranteed either. I would put it at 50-50 that we get
it. I'm telling you what, I'm going to tell you why it's a no also on top of what I said about the likeness. They have to redesign because I didn't really notice the wings, right? Obviously, they can't reuse the old Falcon wings at all. Those things are complete trash now compared to everything that they've made.
Yeah, they don't.
Yeah, it's going to be old plastic. It's going to look like crap. So these wings for Falcon have to be newly developed, newly updated, right? Newly designed. Are they going to put money into this character? Absolutely not. That's what I'm saying. So would I want him? Absolutely. Does it make sense? Not really. Because again, who is the actor? And that's it, right? If Hot Toys was very comfortable with making us figures, right? And I'm gonna ask your opinion on this, how you feel about this. If Hot Toys was comfortable making figures like the Falcon, right? Because remember, Falcon now in this movie wears a helmet just like Captain America, right? When they're flying at super speeds, they need the helmet so they can breathe in the air, right? So just like they teased Cassie, right? Remember they teased her with the helmet on. We don't know what she's going to look like. We don't know if she's ever coming. There was no head sculpt teased, right? It was just her in a helmet. We get stormtroopers all the time. We get clone troopers all the time. We get masked stuff all the time. We get helmeted stuff all the time. Strictly helmeted, strictly masked, no head sculpt, right?
Right.
If they were comfortable giving us more of that stuff, Cassie would be coming, Falcon would be coming, because guess what? We would be perfectly okay getting the figure with the helmet on and not complain about, oh man, Hot Toys didn't do the head sculpt. I wish they'd done the head sculpt. So to avoid that, I think that's why they don't bother. Same thing with Cassie. Who is really going to care about Cassie's head sculpt? I definitely wouldn't. I would rather have Cassie in the collection, period, with no head sculpt than not have her at all. You know what I mean?
But so I think that's you and I are probably very similar in that sense. Like, I would kill to have a new character in the collection, and if that means I have to get it with a helmet, so be it, right?
Correct, absolutely.
But I do also think the problem is, like you mentioned, stormtroopers and all this. Stormtroopers are just kind of
that's what
helmeted,
it is,
right? Yeah, that's all it is.
Right.
With these other characters, you're right. I think Marvel expects to give you see the characters without it. It's like if we ever get a Vulture, right? We would expect from Hot Toys. I would expect a Michael Keaton head sculpt as well, right?
Absolutely.
Now, granted, would I use it? I don't know, because that helmet looks pretty badass. Right. But you're going to expect that opportunity to be able to either custom build your own second figure, or so Marvel, I think, is a little bit different from that. Right. Even like the Mandalorian, if he hadn't taken his helmet off, everybody would have been happy. But the second he took that helmet off and we saw Pedro Pascal, everybody wanted a Pedro Pascal head sculpt. Right.
And that's the point. That's what happens. And that's one of the big things of Hot Toys, right? The head sculpts.
Right.
Again, even though, like Rudy said, even though, right, our stormtroopers that's what it is. They don't come without a mask or without a helmet, right? It's just that's their character. That's what it is. There's no other look to it, right? So that's the problem, right? If I feel like if Hot Toys, if the character comes with a head sculpt, Hot Toys mentality immediately, because of that's what they are. They're about the head sculpt, even though they've taken a completely different identity now with creating and giving us full priced helmeted masked figures, right? Forever it was always about likenesses. It was always about the head sculpt. It was always about the actor. It was always about all of that, right? Now we have a completely different world of collecting, right? We're getting, actually, I believe, as far as I'm going to say, is I feel like we're getting more helmets, more masks, less head sculpts overall. Okay. It's easier for them to make a helmet. It's easier for them to make a mask, anything over a head sculpt. It's cheaper. Okay. Because remember, a lot of these things are molds. So that's why they have decided to capitalize on making easy money. That's why we easily complain about these constant repaints, these limited queued items that are, you know, more than your standard price just because of the fact that they're limited. And here we are buying them, and that's not what Hot Toys was about, period, ever. If you go back to their original stuff, it was always likeness. Like even the original Terminator, right? Remember when they didn't have the likeness for Arnold, right?
They had him like battle damaged with that
but it was
excessive.
It was still a specific, look. It wasn't a helmet. It wasn't a mask, right? So that's what I mean. They've transformed over the years. No pun intended.
No. When you put it like that, yes, it seems like you're getting a lot more helmeted figures. But look at the volume of figures we're getting, though. Right? Like, what was it? It was 140 figures, and a lot of that volume is due to the fact that they're giving you Iron Man figures with no Tony Stark sculpt,
absolutely,
right? Stormtroopers with no Tony Stark sculpt, Mandalorian versions and alternates. Absolutely. But I think that's kind of like you did say it's easy money, but I think if you were to take those away and focus on the new figures that they're doing and not those specific releases, they're still doing a lot, right? Like, look,
absolutely.
What do we get? We just got the Anthony Mackie 2.0 Captain America, right? Blade. We got Blade. We got the new Winter Soldier. We're getting all the artisan figures that are selling point is the entire sculpt, right? So they're still definitely leaning heavily into that. It just feels like they're not, because they're also they figured out a way to print money, which is we release all these exclusives at 2,000, 3,000, and people are going to jump all over it, and they don't have to do a lot of work. Absolutely. They don't have to do a lot of work.
I've said that from day one. I said it that this was going to be the new game. The first time that happened, the first Q, I said this is the new trick for Hot Toys, not for Hot Toys, for Sideshow, to make their money. Remember, they were going broke. Remember, they haven't been to a Comic-Con in like 3 years.
There were rumors and everything.
Right. So, that's why it was a no-brainer for me to be able to tell you guys that this was the new game, because look how successful it was with this Anakin, right? Yeah. So everybody, whoever got it lucked out. They saw that everybody was there. They saw what happened. They're like, this is it. And look, it hasn't stopped ever since that first Anakin. If it would have been a bad experience, if it would have been a bad idea, we would have never seen these queues ever again.
Right. No, they're going full in on this because it's working. People absolutely have FOMO. People don't want to miss out on these exclusives, right? And it is what it is.
Matt Planet, my friend, welcome. Thank you for being here. Nice to see you. Welcome. We got Derek in the house. Welcome, my friend.
Konnichiwa means what's up.
Let me see what you guys are saying, and then we'll continue. We got Frank in the house. Welcome, my friend.
Konnichiwa means what's up.
It's got to be a likeness thing. The guy that plays Namor was in Narcos as a main character. So that's what I'm saying. See, I didn't even know that. But
he was also in the Purge movies. He was in one of those.
I didn't know. I didn't watch any of those. But that makes sense. That's what I'm saying. That's the only thing that would make sense to me, because it's not like Hot Toys can't do it. You know what I mean? It's not like, oh no, he's a difficult head sculpt to do. We can't touch it. Absolutely not.
I mean, look, at most, what I would imagine could have been an issue was that he's like, he's bare chested. It's got to be like an almost like a full muscle body essentially for that figure.
Correct.
Right. That could have been something, but then look at what they did with the Wolverine that just came out, the Hugh Jackman Wolverine from Deadpool Wolverine without the jacket or with the TVA jacket. I mean, clearly Hot Toys is capable of doing that now. Absolutely. I don't know if that's new. But look, I always thought that was a given. Namor, you and I always talked about this, right? I was thinking, if there was a figure that you were going to get with the big headdress that he has and the cape when he's floating down.
The throne. Remember we talked
about
the
throne, the shark throne as a deluxe, as a DX or something like that. People would have jumped all over that.
Absolutely. Especially
with what like we got from Spider-Man with those massive diorama bases that were beautiful. You could have gotten that. So something had to stop them from doing it. Right. I don't know if it's a likeness because Marvel Legends did the figure. Right, you had him in a bunch of different scales, so Hot Toys might have just thought he wasn't going to sell. I don't know. Something happened, and we didn't get him. That was probably the biggest disappointment, and it was the biggest shock for me because it's not like he wasn't well received. It's not like everybody's like, oh my God, this guy was terrible. This character was horrible. People were like, oh, Namor was actually pretty cool.
Right. No, it was an interesting character. It was kind of like a very, what's the word I'm looking for? He was very intriguing. You know what I mean? Like he was very like low key. He was very like quiet. He was very like, when he spoke, it was like, real low. He wasn't like an angry person. He wasn't, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
but then the shit he does is like,
that's what I'm saying. He was a destructive person in silence.
And I was talking to a friend too when we were watching the movie because we both liked it. And I was like, you realize he almost won. Like, sure, he had to kind of like trick him away from the water to win, but he he beat her up pretty badly. Absolutely. And Troops pretty much done for at that point. So anyway,
question for you. So Ash says, wonder how many figs we could see from Thunderbolts. So at least, right, those three. Obviously, the masked ones, right? You got what's her name?
You got Taskmaster
with the mask.
You got Ghost
with the mask. I don't think she's gonna get a head scope. I don't think it's needed a head scope from her. But that's the problem, right? She appears with no head with no mask. So are they gonna make her? Right? I still don't think so because who is she? Again, she's not that type of actress.
It depends on how toothful. It depends on how the movie does. And I've got to be honest, I've got better expectations about this movie now because this is supposed to be the first one of the new kind of shift in focus that Marvel had to go back to.
Meaning no more of that wokeness stuff?
Right. And look, that's what I heard from the new Captain America. There's no real message to it. It's like an action movie, which is what people wanted too. But Thunderbolts is kind of focused very much on the characters and the story. If she has some great sequences and she's well received, I could see maybe not the initial wave, but I could see Hot Toys doing her at some point. The one that I'm expecting, besides the three that you mentioned, because that's another one that I can't believe Hot Toys didn't make, is the John Walker U.S. agent. Because that one...
But again, that's his likeness. The problem is the likeness, I think. Who is he as an actor? You know what I mean?
Well, he's been Wyatt Russell's been in a ton of stuff at this point.
Clearly not that important for for Hot Toys to make. You know what I mean? I haven't seen him besides the show. I haven't seen him anywhere.
No, he's been in a bunch of stuff. He was in the Godzilla prequel series and all that. I mean, he's Kurt Russell's kid for crying out loud. So
Oh, I didn't know. Oh, that's right. That's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, that's why they kind of look alike. But that's one that I'd love, right? And I don't know how we gonna get that. Look at you, man.
Figment in the house with the super chat. My friend, look at you. As a Hot Toys collector and a comic book collector, I need this record fab. Thank you, my friend. Welcome back. Nice to see you. I appreciate it as always. And this is for you.
Thank you.
No, thank you.
No, thank you, bro.
No, you.
No, thank you, bro.
Thank you.
No, thank you, bro.
No, seriously, you.
No, seriously, thank you, bro.
No, for real, you.
No, thank you.
Thank you, my friend. Happy Tuesday. Thank you for being here as always. Guys, it's 42 of you guys in here. Please hit that like button if you haven't yet. Thank you guys for being here as well. Figman with the man right there. Jason in the house. We got Big Dog. Welcome, my friend. Thank you for being here. Welcome. Let me see. Two says, yeah, one you is it. Yeah, no, he's a must.
Yeah.
It'll be a great figure. Again, he doesn't have to have a head sculpt. He should, but he doesn't have to,
You know, one of the things I noticed too from the trailer, because you know how he looked a little wacky in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, like they gave him the helmet that was oversized and everything.
Yes.
I think they did that on purpose to show that he wasn't like a good Captain America, but they fixed it for U.S. Agent. He looks much better.
No, he looks legit. No, he looks legit. Absolutely.
Right. So I can't wait. I think we're gonna get him. I think you're 100% Red Guardian, and then right on Red Guardian, and then the two definitive ones are Bucky, because it's Bucky, and Yelena, because she's another popular character. I think those four definitely. Look, if Sentry does well too,
right,
as the villain, we could get him.
Well, so what's the issue that I'm hearing? It's not him, it's his alternate ego, the Void, that's supposed to be the bad guy, but Sentry is in there as the good guy. Is that right? Or is that I don't understand what's going on?
I think he's got like multiple personalities too.
Right. So the Void is one of them.
The Void is kind of the evil
bad one. Right.
The red looking thing. And in the shots for the trailer, he almost looks like he's darker. He's not that gold.
Correct.
suit.
Correct.
So I have a feeling we're gonna get that version of him. So I don't know. I think I'm excited for that movie more than anything right now.
Yeah, no,
So-
and also another thing, that we obviously mentioned before regarding the Thunderbolts is remember that in every single movie, you will always have a suit up scene, right? So I feel like the trailers that we've seen so far are them just looking like bums. This is the beginning of the movie. Nothing has happened yet. And that's so they just look like a bummy team just hanging out together.
Right.
I think they're going to get a suit up upgrade or a suit upgrade, down the line before the final battle, whatever scene it's going to happen. And those are the figures we're going to get. I don't think we're going to get anything we see in the trailer because, again, they don't even look like anything in any movie, anything in any show, right? These outfits are like from nowhere.
Right,
So,
like Bucky's outfit right now is like a t-shirt. I mean, I think he's got a jacket that you could put on. The longer hair, he looks like a Terminator with the glasses, right?
Yeah, he looks
That's
messy.
pretty much it. Yelena looks like just another version of the same suit. I mean, we've only gotten her in the white suit version,
right?
So a black suit makes sense. Red Guardian, I don't think he's going to get an upgrade. Maybe a slight upgrade because he's already in a suit that's different.
Well, he's going to get that suit is going to be either clean or it's going to get something. He can't be dirty like that in the final scene. Absolutely not.
And then U.S. Agent too. I think those two might be the only two that don't get an upgrade. But we'll see. We'll have to see the movie.
Right. We got to see. Ernesto, my friend, welcome.
Konnichiwa. Konnichiwa means what's up.
Let me see. Chucho says Red Guardian. They already made a prototype from Black Widow. Exactly. But the thing is, that's the only reason why I say he's going to be made because they already teased him, right? So it would make no sense for them to tease him for Black Widow and then not make him at all. You know what I mean? That would be
right. They've already done the legwork on the prototype. All that has to change is the suit a little bit, right?
Right. Correct.
And you can pretty much just wrap that one up.
I know that the Bloody Shield is from Disney Plus show. They give us the exclusive Bloody Shield. Yep.
Oh, that was a great scene.
Yep.
Look, I have the Toys R Us version of John.
Yeah,
Walker,
so do I. It's not bad. It's not bad.
It's not bad at all. That was when Toys R Us, and again, I question what happened to them because I felt like there was a point where they started stepping up their game. Right? They did those Last of Us figures from the HBO show, and they never released the girl yet. They still haven't released her, but the Pedro Pascal sculpt looks amazing. Right. Whoever they got doing their sculpts started to improve, right? The Baron Zemo, right, was definitely a big improvement. They were definitely moving in that direction, and then they disappeared.
What, Toys R Us? I didn't even get the Baron Zemo one. It looked nice. The outfit looked nice. The head sculpt didn't look that great.
It was good in hand. It was decent in hand, yeah.
I didn't get it. I didn't get it because I was like, it doesn't look great.
The only thing horrible with that one was the gun, right? The gun was cheap as hell. It just... Right. But other than that, Toys R Us was doing great, and then Toys R Us just fell off the face of the earth. Like no new pre-orders. I think they what I've heard from one of these shops, because I asked the question, it looks like they're still trying to catch up. So Ellie from Last of Us is supposed to come out. They had the Steppenwolf from the Snyder Cut, right? That cool looking one,
the shiny one,
the shiny one. That one they're saying middle of this year. Who knows at this point, Right. But they kind of disappeared, right? They were hitting
it. Right, but they're working, yeah. At least they're working, It's not like they just took the money because, if you order from Kit, right, all he's going to do is just return your deposit. That's all.
Right.
And not only not return it, he gives you store credit for your deposit, So that's all that can happen if they decide not to make the figure, which has happened before.
Right.
What do you think about this, Rudy? Says Hot Toys has Giancarlo Esposito's likeness already from Star Wars. I could see us getting a Sidewinder for Captain America B&W. What do you think? So just from common sense, right? They already have his likeness from Moff Gideon 1 and Moff Gideon 2.0, right? So do you think that makes sense?
They could. It does make sense, but I don't know if they'd go that deep into that line in particular. Like, is he that important of a character that people would be willing to spend $250, $280 on his character? Right? Like, you got Captain America, people are going to want to spend that money, right? You got Red Hulk, people are definitely going to want to spend that money. Right. You have Falcon, interest starts going down a little bit, right? Because he's a secondary character. Giancarlo Esposito, unless he blew people away and had like some of the best action scenes, I don't see them doing that. It's just too much investment into that line.
Correct. Now we're going to get into our next topic, guys. Don't go anywhere. We still got a lot to talk about. So we get this beautiful announcement today for you Terminator lovers. So we get the T800 2.0, right? So as you guys know already, we got the T800 battle damage. We got the T1000, right? Now here we are with the standard look. So as you can see, for those who haven't noticed yet, they combined the MMS 117, which is the original T2 Terminator, right? T800, and the DX10. So they have given us, obviously, every single accessory from the DX10, and they've given us every accessory from the MMS 117. Also, they're giving us the flowers, again, from the T2 figure, which we never got besides that.
Right.
And as you can see, we get the endoskeleton arm, which, again, it came only with the MMS 117, not the DX10. So this is a combination of both figures. You also get the flap on top of his head that opens up. As you can see, again, this only came with the DX10, nothing else, no other figure whatsoever. I forgot who I was telling about this. I think it was Bob, that I bought, obviously I got the DX10. I almost bought a second one just to display him with this open, right? I bought a folding chair, 1/6 scale folding chair to have him sitting on there, and with this flap open. Never got it. Just they got too expensive, and I was like, is it really worth to get a second one just for a flap? I was like, I am good. So I ended up not getting it at all. As you can see, we're getting real leather. Nothing new, right? We've gotten real leather plenty already by now. So now, Rudy, what, if anything, is exciting about this figure for you? Do you own any of the original ones? Are you getting any of this, or are you going to pass?
No, listen, I have a bunch of these. I have the original MMS 117. I have two of those, actually. And then what I had done was I passed on the...
But do you have three? Oh.
No, just the two. Right, and what I did was, because I passed on the DX10, right? And what I did was I had a specific look that I wanted, which was the minigun look. So yes. I bought a couple of the gloved hands, I bought the bag, and I bought the minigun and the bandolier with the grenades. And I basically converted my second MMS 117 into the minigun version, right? I still think that figure holds up really well. The 117.
Which one? The 117.
Yeah, we were still talking about that. It still holds up great.
Let me tell you guys something. For those who have the DX10 and the MMS 17, the MMS 117, put them side by side, and you'll see that the 117, the MMS version, has way more detail on the face than the DX10. And the only difference is obviously size, but the paint application. The 117 is more pale than the DX10. Go ahead.
Right. But no. So I have those, right? But look, I have the T1000, the original set that came in, the Sarah Connor in disguise, right? I've got pretty much all of those. I'm still going to get this one, right? And I'm still going to get the battle damage and the new T1000. I mean, they look great. Right. I like the upgrades, right? And for me, what it starts doing is I have that original MMS 117 version, so I can already create that look with the robotic arm, right? The cybernetic arm. I can create that look now with that second one, right? Doesn't mean I have to get rid of it, but I can make use of it in a different way.
Correct.
So I'm definitely looking forward to this. I do think the only thing, and it's still a great sculpt, it looks like him 100%. I do think they made him look a little bit older than he was in the movie, right? Because they're giving us all the hyper detailing with the wrinkles. Correct. He seems a little bit older. In the movie, he was young, right? Still looks great, but that's the only thing. And not to take away from it, because Hot Toys is just going full in on the detail and really kind of giving you extra detail that makes it almost hyper realistic.
Right.
but it just seems like he's leaning a little older than he was in the movie. But that's probably the only slight nitpick at this point. Other than that, he looks fantastic. I love the look with the minigun. That's the look for me.
Let me say hello to Big Dog Pound. How are you, my friend? Welcome. Thank you for being here. And so, real quick, this is going around, guys. This image is floating everywhere. And so, couple things. So, one complaint that I heard about was made in my group about the glasses, right? So, and I don't know if you heard anything else, Rudy, but that was the only complaint I heard about this, and maybe the hair too, but we're going to get into the glasses. So as you can see, this is the DX10, came with a specific set of glasses. This is the MMS 795, the new one, the 2.0. As you can see, it's literally most likely very close to the same style sunglasses. As you can see here, they got some paint or some type of reflection here that is not here, but it looks exactly the same. It looks like it's going to be the same mold or very, very close to it. Now, people are complaining. It looks like they want these exact glasses, right? The only difference I see on the legs of the glasses is that it's way thinner than what we got, okay? So now, why would anybody want a thinner piece of plastic that could break that much easier, right? So that's why I would never even think of complaining about sunglasses, especially because they're plastic. They're cheap plastic at that, and they're very flimsy, and you drop it the wrong way, you grab it the wrong way. If they're that much thinner, you could snap them, and that's the end of that. So why would anybody want it thinner? Doesn't matter. If you want it thinner, go complain now. Any complaints that you have now, anything that bothers you about the figure now, from all of the prototype pictures, complain now. Go to Hot Toys on Instagram, the official Hot Toys page. Go on Facebook, the official Hot Toys page. That's where you complain. Complaining in the groups does nothing. So if there's anything you're unhappy about with the figure, again, I'm being very clear. I'm not telling you not to complain. If you're going to complain, complain now when it matters. Not when the figure's in your hand and you're crying like Hot Toys or Sideshow is going to do something about it when it's already made a year after the prototype. So anytime you're going to complain, complain during the announcement. Complain right to Sideshow and tell them, listen, this is off, this is inaccurate, and if you have enough people with the same complaint, guess what? There will be a change, which is why complaining is very important. Like I always say. Why would you, again, the complaining is not the problem. What did I just say? Why would you want a smaller piece of plastic? I would never understand it. I will never understand it. But if somebody wants it, like I said, if there are enough people with the same complaint, Hot Toys will change it if they see fit. If they don't think it's a big deal, they don't think they're going to, they need to change anything, they're not going to change anything. But it does not mean that if it bothers you, that you shouldn't complain about it. Because at the end of the day, it's your money that you're going to use to pay for it, right? So you should be happy with the figure, right? So again, if you have enough backing with any complaint about any figure, Hot Toys will always fix it if they see fit. So now, what do you see that should change from these images? What do you think they should make better? What do you think they should fix, if anything?
No, I mean, look, I think it looks fine. I think you could complain that the hair could be a little spikier, but look, I've never been one to nitpick that much.
Same. Like I can't
look, and I'm, but look, I get it. When you're paying all this money, you want something that's as close as accurate.
Correct. It's about what types of complaints. It's not about the complaint. It's what is it? Is it worth it? What you're complaining about? That's always my issue.
Look, with the glasses, I'll tell you this: the glasses look a tad, like, you're right. The legs are definitely thicker, right? The glasses look a little bit bigger, but I feel like it's difficult for these 6-scale companies to get those glasses right. Like
Anything like that, you're never going to get
because
little accessories like that at a
and
scale.
look,
Possible.
I've seen those glasses from Easy and Simple, right? They do the military line, and they've done super thin Oakleys.
Yeah, but
And
they're not. They don't fold.
no,
They don't fold.
they don't fold.
Right.
I've snapped them because
Absolutely.
they're so small. When
Absolutely.
you're trying to get them in underneath all the gear,
Thank you.
they snap. So I would,
Thank you.
for me, that's one thing with based on that experience. I would rather have a little bit of a thicker,
Absolutely,
like,
a little more meat.
Right, something that's going to be a little better. So
absolutely,
that's fine. Look, is it a little oversized? It's not as bad as the only glasses that I've absolutely hated were the ones that came with the Neo from Matrix, not Reloaded, Matrix Resurrection, right? Or the fourth one.
Right.
Because those were way big, and I don't know what Hot Toys was thinking with that one.
Very thick too.
Because in the movie they're nice and sleek, and in the figure they're like, what the hell did they do? I remember seeing those, and I'm like, all right, it's a good thing that he barely wears them in the movie. But no, I think this looks fine. I think this looks fine. I don't know that I would change anything. And look, do I see some of the inaccuracies? Absolutely. Is it going to make me stop? Is it going to stop me from getting this? No, right? But that's just me. And if somebody else.
Well, that's the thing, right? That's the thing. From our experiences, this is why we say certain things, right? We want certain things. We don't bother about certain things, right? That's where my attitude comes from with certain complaints. Not about the complaint as a whole. It's what you're complaining about, right? Like you mentioned, when you've been in this so long, the last thing you're going to do is go, oh my God, look, there's a paint chip there. Oh my God, No, you want the figure. You're gonna get the figure. You're not looking to dissect the figure.
And look, I've told you my own metric is very different, right? Like for a Hot Toys figure at this price point, there's certain things that I'm going to expect, right? For an in-art figure at $560, I'm going to expect a lot more, right? If I were to even jump into the J&D thing, which actually did, but it's more in line with the in-art price. But if I had jumped into that $2,000 price point, you can rest assured I would have been complaining about every single little thing, right? Now, take the opposite end of the spectrum, right? Third party, because I picked up some third party figures. You've seen it. I've picked up some doozies that unless they're literally falling apart, I'm like, well, for the price,
it's fine. It's fine.
It's okay. It's okay for the price point.
I know,
but
that's the thing, right? We learn to deal with, because especially a third party, we know what we're getting into with a third party. The problem is, how bad is it going to be in hand? That's what it comes down to. But it's look, not how good, it's how bad. Go ahead.
Like, I'll admit it, the biggest nitpick product I've ever had, and Brad, cover your ears, and Nefty, you too, if you're still listening. But the biggest nitpick item I've gone to town on was the 22 Batmobile from JazInc, because and it wasn't, if it had been cheaper, I would have been a lot more forgiving. But for the price point, I was looking at every single little thing. I'm like, this doesn't make sense. This doesn't look right. This doesn't look good. So look, I've been as guilty as anybody about doing.
But rightfully so. Rightfully so.
That, right?
Paying, and that's what I'm saying. I've never said anything about don't complain. If you're putting your own money for it, why shouldn't you complain? Right? So it's never been about not complaining. I would never say don't complain when I've experienced and lived, and I told you guys examples of why complaining is important, especially in this community. The problem is people are just like to complain for no reason, and they complain in groups. Like these people in the same groups are going to do anything about it.
Right?
They're not going to do shit for you in the groups. These people know nothing, just like you. So what do you?
And I'll tell you, but just sorry to interrupt, but I'll tell you the other thing that comes up with me is I look at some of the figures we collected 10, 15, 20 years ago, right? And for me, it's like looking at everything, even the worst figure now compared to, let's say, the first Rambo that Hot Toys did, right? Because I showed you that box where he's like orange and the rubber is sticky now, and it looks nothing like him. It has doll eyes, right? It could barely stand. So when I look at that, maybe that's made me a little bit more forgiving on a lot of things, right? So because I look at this figure, I even look at the DX10 and I'm like, wow,
Right.
these products have come such a long way
Absolutely.
that now we're at the point where we're absolutely nitpicking, right?
Absolutely.
And that's just how the game has changed. But when
Well,
you've collected those earlier ones,
well, and another thing here. There is so much product being made, right? That now you do have time to nitpick. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Back then, there was so little product that you were happy that you were able to get one before they sold out. Okay.
Right.
Now, again, you know, it's a different world, right? 10 years, a big difference in time. You know, Hot Toys been around for 25,
Yeah.
right? So if you've been around at least 10, you've experienced and you've lived through big changes, right? So again, my biggest change was I was not involved in, you know, the Hot Toy stuff at all. You know, getting all involved into all this and the groups and all this stuff, it's like, oh my God. But when it came down to collecting, it was always about get your figure, put it in your collection, and that's it. That's what it was always about. It was not about anything else but collecting. You know, again, at least as far as I knew, at least as far as I thought that's what it was about. Fat Gadget, my friend, welcome.
Hello.
That's what happens. You know, it's become so, you know, not so big. It's become so much bigger than it used to be. And obviously online, you know, everybody's welcome to talk what they want, right? To say what they want, whether it's wrong or right. Everybody has an opinion and everybody's right, you know? So that's what happens, right? People are spoiled. People want perfection. People who really, again, people who don't really buy these things like we do are the ones that complain the most. Okay. And which is crazy to me. It's crazy, but I understand, right? If you're spending your own money on something, you're allowed to do whatever the hell you want about it. Okay.
Yeah.
It's just, to me, it's like, what's the point of complaining about that? You know, like, why? That's where I come from.
Everybody has different thresholds.
Correct.
And I think, like you said, because, and maybe, listen, it works for us, but maybe it's a negative. Who knows? Right? For me, it's not. But when you've collected so many figures and you've seen so many things,
correct,
it's easy to forgive a little bit more.
Absolutely.
Right? For me, like I said, now it's based on price point. It's the more expensive something is, the more I expect. Right. But I'm forgiving to a large degree. And then there are things you absolutely don't forgive. Like for me, the DeLorean, the Mark II DeLorean with the broken axles, you know, that was unforgivable. That's a major QA/QC fail at that point, right? That's something horrible. Even the Deadpool breaking ankles, right? That's something that's cool.
And one thing that I'm noticing a lot recently too is a lot of complaints about Hot Toys rushing figures, which I'm going to ask you, do you think that is a valid point? Because obviously you get things that are just like announced and ready to go.
Right.
You got the Iron Patriot. You got, I forget what other thing you got recently too that was just ready to go as well. So
I've gotten a lot. You know, my biggest complaint, and this is something that was always happening with Hot Toys. So I've never noticed an uptick in it, but it's always with the magnets on the Iron Man figures. Right. Sometimes the glue isn't done properly and they just come off.
Oh, they come off.
You have to re-glue them, right?
The magnet will stay stuck with the other magnet while the plastic piece.
Right. That's common occurrence with Hot Toys, right? And maybe it's bad QA/QC, but it's just something that I've come to expect at this point, right? So that's something.
But those are but see, even having that, right?
Right.
It's not a big deal. We have the glue. Everybody in this
we're used to it, right? Everybody has
everybody in this community should have this by now. Okay. So if you have been in this community at least 2 years, you have this in hand. So
look, we have our repair kits. We have our own repair things with the tweezers and everything that we do.
So that's why it shouldn't be a problem. Yes.
Look, if you do military figures like we've done and like I still do,
forget it.
Everything breaks on that stuff because everything is so fragile because they try to get it so unique. Everything breaks. So here's what I'll tell you about Hot Toys. And I'm going to take the opposite view, which is, yes, do they have issues with QA/QC? Sure. Right. Like we said, the DeLorean was a big issue. The Deadpool ankles.
And before you continue, just to be very clear, Hot Toys will always have quality issues.
Right.
They're
But
not
here's
as often as any other company.
Right.
They're not going to be as bad as any other company. And Hot Toys will always be the best company, even with every single flaw that they have. You don't have to like it, but it's a fact. Go ahead.
No, where I was going with this is I'm more surprised that with the volume of figures they're releasing at this point, there aren't more QA/QC issues, right? I'm surprised that,
Exactly.
like a lot of people have issues here and there, breaks, but it's not widespread,
It's not systemic. Right? It's not a systemic issue.
Like the Deadpool ankles, yes. The DeLorean Mark II, yes. But I'm just surprised that it doesn't happen more often, considering how many figures we're getting. So that's where I give Hot Toys a lot of credit. It's like,
that's my point. That is
are
my
they
point.
rushing things?
Absolutely,
possibly, but they're still delivering pretty decent quality overall, right?
Correct. Let me tell you something. Any flaw from Hot Toys will still make the figure 99.9% perfect. Okay, any of it. That's my point. You're allowed to complain about whatever you want because it's your money, right? But with every flaw that Hot Toys has had to date, why are still people buying that if it's such crap?
Right.
Because it's still the best company in the world in 1/6 scale. And that's why it'll always keep happening, because there's a lot of things that they can't control, right? These are people putting these things together, not machines. So obviously there are going to be errors made because it's all handmade stuff, which again, if you don't like it, don't buy it. If you don't want to have to glue a piece because you're too fancy and too high class for it, don't buy it. It's that simple. Nobody's forcing you to buy something that you believe to be garbage or that you believe to have spent $1 million. Therefore, I shouldn't be able to do anything to it. It should be perfect. Clearly, if that's how you feel and that's how you think, Hot Toys is not for you, because they're not perfect. They will never be perfect. They will always be the best, whether you like it or not. It's that simple.
Yeah, we make our decisions as consumers, right? And again, Brad, cover your ears, right? But that's why I don't buy any JazInc products at all, even the figures, right? I was extremely unhappy with, and it's not that there was a major systemic fail with that, but for the price point, I just didn't feel like I got my money's worth with that 22 Batmobile. So you know what I did? I stopped buying their products because it was clearly not for me. Right. And doesn't mean that you and I know Brad loves the stuff. Nefty loves it. Right. Mike has ordered a bunch of stuff as well. So there are people that definitely love it. There's a market for there, but it wasn't for me. And I made the decision. I was like, not buying it. Right. Hasn't happened with Hot Toys. Hasn't happened with InArt yet with some of the figures I've gotten. So you make the decisions based on your, like, if something is really bad and you don't like it and you don't like that it constantly happens, then just don't buy it, right? That's what I did, and that's what I think most of us do.
That's it. Again, it's not about complaining, but if you're too good, right? If you're too good to make an adjustment on a figure that came slightly off, slightly inaccurate, obviously some things you're not going to be able to fix, and that's okay. That's when you complain and you send it back and you say, Sideshow, give my money, or whoever you got it from, right? But as a collector, you should always be prepared to fix something, okay? You should not be too high class to want to fix something. It's your figure at the end of the day. You bought it because you wanted it. You bought it because you liked it, right? So if it comes imperfect and you can fix it, why are you going to be a bitch about it and cry? Fix it.
Look, and the alternate is, if you don't want it, if you're unhappy, and you bought it from Sideshow or any of these guys, send it back, right? You complain, they'll take it back. They'll give you your refund.
Correct.
If you're unhappy with the product.
But if they order from overseas, the problem with that is, well, I'm going to have to pay either shipping back, right? And that's why instead of shipping it back, they rather complain, and that's why it's lame.
Right.
That's why it's lame. All right, guys. Next topic. We are moving on. It looks like, guys, we have some more action from JazInc, your favorite. Actually, no JazInc. No JazInc. Not yet.
Not
Not
yet?
yet. Don't get ahead of yourself. So it looks like, guys, the Bat Missile has been officially canceled because you garlics were being very transphobic with that thing. And so no more Bat Missile. Very interesting thing going on with Hot Toys. This is the second announcement that they are canceling a figure, or first it was a figure, now it's a vehicle. In the past, if they were gonna not do something, they just didn't do it. They didn't, they never announced that they weren't making something. They never announced that they were canceling something. So now it looks like they're being obviously more vocal about things. They're being more open with the community about things that they're doing, right? The Young Barry cancellation, I will never understand. I will tell you guys to this day, it makes no sense. This I understand, right? Nobody wanted that half a vehicle in their collection taking up an entire full vehicle space, right? Nothing exciting about it, nothing fancy about it. I would have bought it. I wasn't going to pre-order that thing, but I would have bought it eventually. Where am I going to put it? I have no idea. That was the issue to begin with. How do you feel about this? Do you think people are upset? Do you think it was a good move? Do you think that this is going to be happening more often? Because again, like I said, this was not a thing. If Hot Toys was not going to make something, they just didn't bother. And then next, right. But now they're telling us, right? So how do you feel about all this?
I mean, you're right. It's the first time, right, with this. First, it was like you said, the Young Barry and the Sicarian armor. What if?
Oh, right, that was the third one,
right?
The third, yes, Sicarian.
Right, those two got canceled together. Right, that was the first time we had always said, look, you don't have to worry. As soon as Hot Toys puts it up for pre-order, it's coming. Right, correct. It's done. That was the first time they actually canceled product. Look, I'm not gonna lie. I get it. Right, clearly the market has changed. And I think there's a threshold that they had. And look at like you said, the Young Barry, I'm kind of a little surprised because I thought as a figure there would have been more demand, but the Sicarian Iron Man and this thing were expensive pieces. Right? They were expensive, they were big
and very like not mainstream at all.
Right, because What If wasn't a very popular, Marvel product, and it wasn't really linked to anything, so there's that. And the Bat Missile only got a couple of seconds of screen time, right? It's not like you see him in that thing again rolling around, right? It's not like the Bat Pod or anything like that. So I thought it was great. It was interesting that they were doing it, but clearly there wasn't a demand for it.
Correct.
At least at the numbers that Hot Toys needed.
Now, question for you. Do you and I always think about this, obviously, with this makes it a little bit more obvious, but I have a question for you. How do you think that Hot Toys decides to make figures, like, for example, you think they had started making some of these vehicles when it was announced, when they made the announcement? Like, do you think they start making vehicles then and there, or you think they first wait for a certain amount of pre-orders and then start? Because think about it. The moment something goes up for pre-orders are coming in. Right. So do they start immediately, or do they wait 2 weeks, 3 weeks to get a certain number and then let's start? You know what I mean? Like, how do you think this works when it comes to making a product?
Right. I think that there's a queue system. And because they've got the factories, right? They've got product teed up to be manufactured and put together. So I think they've got kind of an assembly line going, and they're getting a bunch of product out first, and then they start rolling in with the next figure in the line. Sometimes figures will jump ahead, because we've seen that where figures that nobody expected jumped ahead of the line for whatever reason. And I don't think it's a single factory. I think what happened here was, I think they had the thing up for pre-order, and I think they were about to enter the fabrication, the manufacturing point of it, where they were actually going to start assembling these and having to put a lot of money into getting these. And I think this was the go, no-go decision point, where they were like, we do not have enough pre-orders to make money on this. We're going to lose money. Correct. And that's when they were like, we've got it. We're next up in the queue. Do we lose the money or do we cancel it? I think that's what happened with the What If armor as well. I think that was like probably up for the queue. or they just saw that there were no pre-orders at all, right? It's one or the other. But I think with this one, I think it might have just been a pre-order thing, but I do think that they get to the point where they're either about to have to, pull the trigger on starting to put these things together,
Right.
or the number of pre-orders is so abysmal, they're like, there's no chance we're going to hit the target.
Correct.
So just cancel it, right?
That is a good word, target, because I think that is a thing that there's got to be a threshold met for them to start production. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's what makes me think about, when do they start doing these things then? Because if what was the first one? The Young Barry, right? The Young Barry was canceled, pretty quickly too, within a few weeks.
Yeah, that one and the Sicarian armor too. That's why I don't know. Like, I think for me, it would be like, obviously once you've invested, once you put it in the queue, there might be, you've already invested money in it. And there might be still a threshold where you're like, I'm gonna pull the plug on this. But I have to imagine, because all of these got canceled so quickly, to be honest, because the Bat Missile, what was it, a month ago or 2 months ago, right? It was a more recent pre-order. Same thing with the Sicarian armor, same thing with Young Barry. I think Hot Toys just saw the pre-orders and they're like, we're not even close to hitting that threshold where we're gonna break even or we're gonna make a little bit of money. And they were like,
I can guarantee you they got some, and they were like, these 5 pre-orders are not going to do much for us. You know what I mean?
Right.
So they're like, nah, we got to cancel. So no, it's interesting. It's interesting.
And you could see it with the response too for all of these, right? Like Sicarian armor, right? Everybody's usually talking about, like, look at the T800, right? Everybody's talking about T800. Everybody was talking about Blade. Everybody's talking about Red Hulk. Everybody's like, oh my God, this is incredible. When the Bat Missile came out, people were like, what? Like, I guess it's interesting, and then all the jokes started, right? Obviously,
they were doing this.
Exactly. Exactly. And then what else? It was with the Sicarian armor. I don't think anybody barely covered that thing because nobody was interested.
Correct. No, and we know that that's why they have to cancel these things. But my thing is, how soon do they start production? You know what I mean? Like, that's what I would love to know, because think about it. What if they start production immediately, and then they're like, stop production, like we got no pre, you know what I mean?
No, but I think with how much product they have on pre-order, they can't. It's almost like, I don't want to say we're financing their production, but it's almost like they're banking on it a little bit, and they're like, all right, we've got enough, let's go, right? And most of the time, it seems like it hasn't been a problem for Hot Toys because they've never canceled a product before. Right. But these 3 in particular, and look, it's not surprising the ones that it was. That Iron Man armor wouldn't have fit in with any other Iron Man figures, right? It was a very much standalone piece from a series that wasn't that well regarded. And the Bat Missile, people were making fun of that more than anything. So
right, exactly. That was more humiliating than anything. You know what I mean?
Right. So it's almost like, and you know what? This is the one thing I will say. We tend to be hard on Hot Toys when they're doing the same thing. Here's another Stormtrooper. Here's another Iron Man variant. Here's this, but then when they try to do something a little out of the box, right? Like this thing, right? It's their first new vehicle in how many years? Because everything else, the DeLoreans were variations on a theme.
Correct.
Instead, everybody's like, yeah, no, thank you. Right. So look, and then, let's just be prepared, right? Hot Toys is not going to take as many chances in the future, right? Because they tried something. Yeah, they've got a little egg on their face right now, right? Because that's humiliating to put up all these pre-orders. That's embarrassing and say we didn't get enough pre-orders, we're going to have to cancel it.
That's embarrassing. But that's a good thing for that to happen to them, because that should wake them up and say, hey, let's start thinking for better stuff now. You know what I mean?
Right.
For more interesting stuff, not all this, little dumb stuff that, in their minds, obviously, let's make some money out of this. But clearly everybody's like, nah, we're good on this. So they have to start thinking outside the box now with different stuff, better stuff, cooler stuff, right? Which
I think they have to understand the market too, because clearly the bug people, right, and those bikes that look horrible from the 70s are selling because they're still making a bunch of those, right? Absolutely. So there's clearly a market for that.
Toys is making them too.
everybody's making them, right?
Everybody's
So third
making
party,
Yeah.
you know, it's Hot Toys. Clearly, there's a market for this. I think this thing there was just no market for it.
Right.
It doesn't seem like you said, it takes up a lot of space.
Right. That's what I
Right,
was going to say.
it's a
That
lot of
even-
money. It's a lot of money for half a Batmobile that shows up for a scene, and that's it, right? And even the most diehard of Batman fans, especially in this economy, right, where everything is more expensive, you're paying for artisan figures that are right $400. You're paying for in-art figures for some people that are even more than that, right? You've got, and look, to throw him in, JazInc doing some figures that are $1,000 if you want two of those figures, right? And then not only that, the sheer volume of figures we're getting from Hot Toys alone is insane. So whereas before, if there had been less, if you had more budget and you weren't as picking and choosing different figures, you could have invested in this.
Right.
Now it's like, well, do I want my my new Iron Man, or do I want the Predator, or do I want these Terminators, or do I want the Bat Missile?
You have to be more picky. You have to be more selective. You have to be, because again, there's a lot now. There's a lot now. There's too much now. Okay.
Yeah, I'm having trouble keeping up.
Oh no,
on everything.
What's behind you? Talking about can't keep up. What's behind you right now?
What? Well, this thing's old. I got this like 10 years ago.
Oh, I thought that was a new one. I thought that's
this one. Oh, who the Pete Mitchell?
Yeah.
Oh, I got him recently, but
I never saw him behind you. Did you have him behind you before? No.
I put him up there. Top Gun. This is
but I'm saying, when did you get him though?
A couple of months ago.
Oh, I thought it was like recent.
No.
So guys, we got Carlos in the house. Welcome, my friend.
Charlie, my friend, Charlie Brigante, how you doing?
Says, hey, back from the Captain America movie. It was really, really good.
I trust Carlos. And Thule. They all said it was good.
I don't trust Carlos because I'm not his favorite YouTuber. Welcome, my friend TK. TK, welcome, my friend. Thank you for being. Oh man, Carlos. So guys, like I said, we got some JazInc action. So it looks like they are showing us some more Penguin stuff. So here's a little clip that they shared on 16 Kids group. So they're showing you, I guess, what, the paint or the hair?
Or the sculpt, maybe? I guess they're showing you all of it, all the different aspects of the sculpt.
Right, so they're showing you the head sculpt. As you can see, I mean, at least to me, this does not look great. It needs more color to me. It's very dull. It's very blah. It looks very dead.
It's the paint app. It's
honestly it's like dull. It's very dull.
And we've talked about this too. It's the caustic plastic style paint app where it looks very fake.
Yep.
Right. Especially now when we're getting all these sculpts that have texture to the skin.
Correct.
That's what's missing. It looks very plastic.
Very fake. Very soft. And then here is the suit. This is what they're showing you how the suit's going to look.
Cool.
Are you getting into this or no?
No, I like I said, I'm done with JazInc for the moment. You're
welcome. But
it's just too rich for my too pricey, and again, I wasn't happy with what I got.
It's not about the price. Let me tell you something. If their product was worth it, the price wouldn't be an issue. Nothing they make is worth any of that money.
Look, again, I like I mentioned before, I didn't think I got my money's worth with the 22 Batmobile. That was just me. And that's why for me, I'm like, JazInc might not be for me. That's pretty much it. So I'm looking forward to seeing Nefty's review of the Catwoman. I'm can't wait for him to get that in hand to see how that turns out.
When Nefty gets that figure, guys, live unboxing, just know that it'll be just like the Batmobile within the box, right? So it will not be removed from the box just because we don't know what's going to happen. So it'll be a live unboxing like this. We did it, guys. Nefty was so nervous with that Batmobile. He's like, I am not removing this thing from this box at all. So here is the jacket. This is nice. This is
The
really
jacket looks nice. The jacket looks good.
This is actually really nice. Again, this is going to be crap in hand, but it looks really nice. I wish that see, here's another close up of the face. I wish that it was somebody else making this. Obviously not Eternal either, because Eternal's
terrible.
But yeah, no, I just, it's not exciting to me whatsoever. There's nothing appealing about it whatsoever. There's nothing.
My problem with this is he's never done a figure before. He's done the vehicles. So I guess if you like the vehicles, you know what to expect, and that's what you're going to get. But with figures, it's, I don't want to be the test case on the figures. That's the thing. I don't want to invest my money and then you're not talking like a cheap figure. You're talking about like with the Catwoman. It was a pricey figure. I don't want to be the first one out of the gate.
$1,000 for that double
for the
pack,
multiple pack. Yeah. Like now, if people get it in hand, right? And I'm looking at Brad, I'm looking at Nefty. If they get it in hand and it really is an amazing figure, right? And he starts delivering on figures, then I might have a little change of heart. But he's got to prove it to me first.
But here's the problem.
And that's the thing.
This is where you guys got to be careful with that too. You're going to have people in the community who are going to lick those bulls clean, okay? So no matter what they get from JazInc, no matter what they get from InArt, it'll always be the best thing in the world. And what's going to happen is you're going to have people, oh, he said it's great, let's go buy. And then when you get it,
right,
you're going to be disappointed. You're going to be upset. You're going to be, oh, this is not, as that's what should really happen. But what ends up happening is, so you don't look like an idiot for listening to another idiot, what do you say? You continue the lie. Oh, this is awesome. This is the best figure I've ever gotten, which is clearly false. But so you don't look bad. You don't look like you fell for something. You don't look like you just wasted your money on a shit product. Again, what do? Nobody's going to sit there and go, man, I just spent $1,000 on this garbage. This is garbage. Nobody. Okay? Nobody. So people, to not look bad, they will continue the lie. Oh, this is amazing. This is good. This is worth every penny, which it'll never be.
Right. But that's why I said,
if Hot Toys that's better,
you got to trust
Hot Toys that's better hasn't made anything that's $1,000. How can somebody else come out and say this is going to be better than that at $1,000? Never. Just from logic, just from common sense, it can't be better. So you're paying $1,000 for something that you should already know it will never be better than Hot Toys. That's a problem. And it doesn't matter. You can love it all you want. It's not about that. It's your money. You have to love it. But it is not realistic to lie to people because you look like an idiot because you spent money on a dumb, stupid, ugly, bad product. So that's a problem. People will lie so they don't look stupid in the community, which does nobody any good. Helps absolutely no one. But people, again, nobody wants to look retarded spending $1,000 for some garbage that many people said was going to be garbage when it came out. So that is what happens. That is what's sad. Rudy, 1 to 10.
I got to wait.
Figure.
I have to wait for the prototype to release.
You're not even falling for the fake images. Come on, man. Don't be like that.
No, I'll wait for the prototype to release. And honestly, I'm waiting for the in hands.
Don't be like for the what hands?
For the in hand pictures of that Catwoman.
Oh, in hand. I thought you said for the hands. I'm like,
because
look,
and we've seen it before where companies do these amazing prototype figures, right? And then you get the final product. Look at the Eternals Penguin looked great. Remember, third party, and then we got that. People got that in hand, and it's like, what happened here? This thing looks horrible, right? I'm not saying that's what's going to happen with JazInc, but you know, I don't want to be I want to see people getting it, and I want to judge based on pictures that people post.
But that's the thing.
Videos,
the thing.
and again, I'm not going to necessarily listen to what if
Correct.
they're saying.
Correct.
You're going to just look at the pictures. You're going
for anybody. Correct. That's
right.
that's exactly what I was going to say. Don't listen to what people are saying. Do not listen to anybody. Look at what you're looking at. Pay attention to the pictures. Yes, obviously not everybody's a blogger, photographer. Not everybody's going to have the best lighting, the best angles. You're not going to see the most detail on these pictures probably, right? But just look at them. Just look and see if it's something that is worth it to you. That's it. Do not take people's opinions on it because, again, they could be lying to you because, again, as you see, you guys see it all the time. People call InArt the best company out here. People call JazInc the best company out here, which clearly, obviously, it's nonsense. It can't even be fathomable. But people really live this falsehood and this fake reality, right? And this is their world. You cannot tell them that they're wrong because they're living it. JazInc and InArt are the best in my life, and that's what it is, and that's all they know. And you'll tell them that they're wrong, and they'll fight with you because that's their reality. You know? So that's what happens. That's why it's a little bit tough to get people to, to understand what it is that they're talking about. Because again, everybody's got their own opinion, and everybody's right. It's just what it is, you know? So guys, let me see if I'm missing something, and then we'll get right into, oh yeah. So we do have one complaint. Anything you want to say, Rudy, before we continue?
No, I think we're good.
For a prototype where it's supposed to look better than the final product, the paint. Exactly. The prototype is supposed to be the best thing in the world. And it looks like it was just finished painting 2 minutes ago. You know, so it's not even exciting. But again, people want the figure. That's it. They just want that penguin. So that's why people go crazy. Oh my God, a penguin. But they have no idea what's going on. They have no idea. Brad says, I live it. Oh, you absolutely do 1,000%. And you know it. You know it. Tip 101, don't be a hype piece and fall for the hype and don't be a beta tester. Correct. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. All right, so we got a complaint about the latest figure that I did a video on. If you haven't checked it out, check it out because it's a beautiful figure. Oscar says, I'm never one to bitch. Photos speak for themselves. Wild quality control. Also, no sleeve is not tucked or fluffed, and it literally has no cloth going down. So I don't know which one that is. I'm going to say this one. It looks like he's got like a little red stain here. I don't know what the complaint is here because mine looks exactly like that. Everything's weathered. Everything's run beat up, run down. Obviously, mine does not look like this, so I don't know what happened here. But do you have this figure? No, right? You didn't get this.
No.
Yeah, you didn't get this. No. So
no Star
again,
Wars
I don't know what's wrong with it. Again, the only thing that I see off is this, which if he wants to complain about that, that's his problem. Because again, it doesn't look normal, right? There's supposed to be a lot more, fluffiness in here, a lot more of
that looks a little weird.
Of that fuzz, right? It looks like it's like missing a chunk. Like I said, there's two more pictures. I couldn't get them. But one of them is a little stain there. So, I don't know what he's going to do about that. And like I said, I don't know what this is about. I don't know what he's pointing out here at all. But all this dirtiness is all part of the figure. So I don't know. Again, I don't know what the complaint is about. But they're still not complaining at Sideshow or Hot Toys. They're complaining in a group for no reason. So, also, before we continue, I want to give a shout out, okay? So, I was sent this postcard. From a group that obviously supports me. You guys know I appreciate all the support. This is a group that obviously supports me from afar. They're not really involved with the channel. They can't be involved with the channel, but obviously they always support. They always share my stuff in other groups, obviously for me to get likes and stuff. So they've sent me a postcard, and I just want to say thank you guys for all the work that you do. Always, every single time that I have, a show, you guys support. It looks like there's like a little crew that has formed. Again, nothing but support for me. They always watch my stuff. I don't know if they hit the like button, but the view alone, I appreciate. So thank you guys so much. I am happy that I was able to create a community, right, of bitches together that have one goal. And the one goal is that they were all blocked by the Hot Toys God. Okay? That is the one thing. Rudy, do not look down. Do not be ashamed of this conversation.
I'm getting ready. I'm getting myself ready to.
So
hide.
again, it's nothing but love. So thank you guys for all your support. Like I said, I know what's happening. I know it's happening. I'm glad that I could bring you guys together to hate on the God. Okay. I will never, ever stop appreciating any support. Anytime you guys share my stuff, anytime you guys talk about me, it is appreciated, because think about it. The smallest channel on YouTube, yes, the most knowledgeable, yes, the most collection, yes, there's a lot going for it. But to waste your time focusing and hating on somebody who, again, is a nobody. I'm a nobody. Yes, my collection's bigger than yours. All of your collection put together. Yes, that's a fact. But it doesn't mean that I don't appreciate how you guys get together and plot the downfall of the God, which there's nothing to take down. There's nothing to tear down. Right? You're not looking at an empire. My empire is not my channel. My empire is my collection and my knowledge. So I don't know what it is that you guys are looking for. I'm not going anywhere. You guys know that already. That's why you're still watching and you love me. So it's just, again, that's how much power a God has, that he's able to put many people together to talk about him. What is religion? Many people believing in one God, believing in, obviously the religions vary, but one religion, right? One specific religion. All these people believing in one God, right? They get together to praise the one God, right? They go to church, right, to talk about the one God. So that's what I'm saying. I know it's all love. Without your support, I wouldn't be here right now. So thank you guys. Stay strong. Stay together. Keep on fighting. Don't forget to hit the like button. And speaking of trans, like I said, we have another response from the homie Casey. Casey in the house. So Casey says, companies and influencers just want you to bend over and take it and keep giving them your money. You should fix it yourself and stop your whining, they say. And he happens to use a gorgeous picture of me having lots of fun, talking Hot Toys. Look how much fun and how happy I am, okay? I don't know what the point of the picture was, okay? But again, thank you for the beautiful image. I don't look bad in that picture. Rudy, do I look bad in that picture? Be honest. Come on. Exactly. So I don't know. Exactly. So I don't know what they thought that this was going to do to me, right? Again, I look beautiful, okay? I'm not obese. I'm not fat, okay? I'm not ugly. So again, I don't know why you thought that this picture was necessary, but thank you. It's a flattering picture. Okay. But let's go back to the comment real quick. Let's go back to the comment. Companies and influencers just want you to bend over and take it and keep giving them your money. You should fix yourself and stop whining, they say. Okay. So we literally just went over that again. So never did I say any of that. Okay. So that's why I'm starting to notice that you may be autistic, that you're not understanding the point. You may have some mild brain damage because, again, you're not understanding the point. Nobody's telling you to throw your money at them. What did I say? If you don't like it at the prototype, complain. If you don't complain, don't buy it. Nobody's telling you throw your money away. And if you're a collector, like you say you are, many collectors in this community are not too good to fix an issue with their figure if they want their figure that badly. It's just that simple. So again, if you're too high class, if your pantry's made out of gold, then that's a different story. But there hasn't been a true collector in this community that hasn't fixed an issue with their figures. So again, exposing your knowledge, exposing your skill. Now, because we're sharing happy pictures of ourselves, okay, I managed to find this. So it looks like you're having a blast in this picture too, okay, making booty holes with your mouth. So I found a picture of you having a blast too. Rudy, let's go. Let's have a blast.
Get out of here.
No, come on, let's have fun. No, are we not having fun? I was having fun in my
I'm having a good time.
That's what I'm saying. I was having fun in my picture. He looks like he's having fun in his picture, right? So again, I don't know why bringing my picture up was the point of that comment. Why bring up the picture at all? But it's the internet. We all have pictures, my friend. We all have pictures. And again, it was a very flattering picture you found of me. So thank you. That's why this is not supposed to be disrespectful towards you, because yours wasn't towards me at all, right? You took a picture of me having fun, and this is a picture of you having fun. We're even. It's fair. Nobody's crossing the line. Nobody's being disrespectful, okay? To show you that none of this is personal. It's strictly about the things that you say that, again, make no sense once more. But clearly we can't get through to you because you don't seem to understand or grasp the fact that nobody's telling you to do anything. Hot Toys is not telling you, give me your money so you can get this crap. You are choosing to buy it. You are choosing to complain about it after buying it. Why? That is my point. Why buy something and then complain about it? Why? That is what I can't understand. Again, it looks like you just complain about anything, and that's okay. But it's crazy. It's crazy that you think that the comments that you make are somehow correct, or trying to make it seem like it's something that I said, which, again, you sound retarded again. So you guys can sit there making up things that I said and making up. It's stupid. It's stupid. It's stupid. So again, thank you, my friend, for the picture. Very flattering. Very flattering. I looked incredible. I am very happy. As you saw, I'm laughing, talking toys, talking Hot Toys. The Hot Toys God can't be brought down. Okay? Just not happening. I'm sorry that you guys think you guys are on a mission to tear something down. It's not going to happen. So that's why I will always appreciate your support. Okay? Always. What you guys don't seem to understand is that this is not my main source of income. This is not my income at all. This is for fun. I choose to be here. I am not forced to be here. Okay? I don't count on this to survive. Like some of you out there that can't live without YouTube. And that's why you're on YouTube 24/7, 365. I'm not talking bad about it. I'm not bashing it. I'm not putting it down. People make a great living off of YouTube. It's not me. So no matter how much you scumbag, low-life pieces of shit try to come for me, it's not going to work because I don't need this. This is a choice. You guys think that talking all the shit in the groups and talking all the garbage, oh no, they're hurting my feelings. Guys, they took a picture of me. Oh no. Oh no. You guys have no idea who the fuck you're fucking with at all. None of the dumb shit, immature shit, pussy shit you guys do phases me, period. It doesn't. Because for you nobody loser pieces of shit to focus on another nobody tells me everything I need to know about you pieces of shit. So why would I stress over a low-life piece of shit with his buddy, another low-life piece of shit, with his buddy, another low-life piece of shit? Making fun of what? My collection? Yes, it's better than yours. My looks? Yes, I look better than you. What else you got? What else you got? I don't understand what you guys are picking at nothing. And it's sad that you guys think that your little gay gang is like some, oh God, we're gonna bring him down. Keep trying. Give me the views. I'm here. I'm here Tuesdays, Saturdays. Don't forget to hit the like button. It's a joke. You're all a joke. Get a life. You're in a collecting community sitting there waiting for drama. Buy something. Buy some Funkos. Do something. You're in a community of collectors to do what? To talk shit, to start shit, to poke at shit, to fuel shit. Grow up. Grow up. All of you are in the same boat. All of you. It's so lame. It's so lame. So lame. So lame. So lame. So Rudy, let me catch up with you guys, and then let's see what you guys are. You have a great dentist. Exactly. My teeth. Perfect teeth. Never had braces. Never had retainers. What? I don't know what they're trying to bash. What do you look? Jealousy is what's going to kill you, bitches. The jealousy and the envy. That's it. Not me. You guys waste your energy looking at me. Imagine the power that I have over you losers, that you've created a gang to come after the Hot Toys god. Okay? Get a life, guys. Get a life. Again, keep doing it. It doesn't faze me, but I know that it's happening. That's why I acknowledge it. I'm not bothered. That's why I didn't go at Casey. I could have been very disrespectful to Casey. It's not me and Casey. We have a bond. We have a Hot Toys bond, me and Casey. That's why there's nothing to be mad about. Again, I don't understand what the point of the picture was, but that's why I have a picture of him too. You know, it's not, I don't take it personally at all because it's not personal, right? But you want to bring a picture of me, I'll bring a picture of you. And guess what? We're both having fun in the picture. Difference is I'm laughing and you're making booty holes with it, but that's the only difference. We're both having fun, you know? So, Bob, Brad's cracking up. A minor, this guy, unbelievable. That is a face you'll make when you get your inner rock. Your inner rock. Imagine Fab's taking that Batman. Why are you so orange? You guys are crazy. Oh my God. This Fab's turning into Orange Hulk. Donald Fabs. Oh my God. Where can I find that ginger dish Tabasco sauce? Asking for a pantry friend. Oh my God. That is crazy. It looks like he sat on a bottle of Tabasco sauce. Look. Let's compare. Let's compare. Oh man. Crazy, right? See what happens? You guys don't have to, Casey specifically, because he posted it. You don't have to play that game. That's immature. Why you got to bring pictures up? You know, that's when you go from talking toys into a personal thing, right? Because you didn't have to bring, we know that it happens live, but there was no reason for you to put that picture up there at all, you know? So I just play by the rules. You know what I mean? That's it. Just play by the rules. Kick his ass, Seabass. Kick his ass, Seabass. He's the next Wolf Creek. He said Wolf Creek. Oh man, that pucker can open a stuck salsa later with no hands. Rudy's face. I know Rudy was like this. He was like, "Oh God." He's like, "Oh God." He's like, "Why tonight? Why tonight?"
I was channeling my inner Mike, my Mike, where he's like, when you talk inner, I'm like, "Oh Lord."
That
Here
was
we go.
hysterical. That was hysterical. Brokeback Hot Toys. Oh my God, that is so bad. Brokeback Pantry. He said, "Oh my God, it's crazy." Fabs, they don't know Pablo Escobar. Yo, they have no idea who I am. They don't. They have no clue. That's why when I let things slide, I let them slide for a reason. Not because, I don't have the ability to destroy. You guys have seen what I do. You guys watched it live, not once, not twice, not 3 times. It's been like 5 times now. Anybody that's come for me regrets it every time. And guess what happens after? They disappear. They all disappear. So that's my point. They think that they're looking for God knows what to destroy God knows who. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. But again, all of the energy that is put into me. Hey, thank you. Because it's nothing but love, is nothing but views. Guys, hit that like button. There's 30 of you guys in here. Thank you guys for being here as well. Are you officially changing from parent to God? I really should. And I think I'm going to do, obviously no Diddy, but I'm going to do a Diddy party. Where remember he changed from Puff Daddy to P Diddy. He had a party for that. So I am going to do a live stream where we're going to celebrate my name change from the Hot Toys veteran to the Hot Toys God and make it more official. You know what I mean? Faz and I have a JazInc bond. JazInc bond. Can you imagine? Rudy also got nice teeth. There you go, Rudy.
I appreciate the compliment.
Smile for the camera. Guys, hit the like button. So, Rudy, expecting anything? Waiting for anything? Did you recently order anything?
My Iron Patriot shipped finally. I'm trying to think what else I got. I pre-ordered the Captain America. I know you guys
Already?
were. Yeah, I was gonna pass on that one. I haven't pre-ordered the T800 yet, but I think that one's coming up next. I just have a bunch of things to catch up on at this point. That's the problem. There's a lot, man. It's like
you got to catch up to Hot Toys, and I got to catch up to you.
No, there's just so much coming out at this point. Like, what I ordered Captain America, I ordered Blade, right? I got the Arcane figures because that's a great show. I got Rain Carradine, Human Torch got pre-ordered, Nice Pool. There's a ton of stuff right now, and I'm like, I still have to catch up on the T800, the T1000, the Battle Damage, the guy from what is it? Not the Hunger Games, from the Squid Games.
I was going to ask you about that because we didn't go over it.
Yeah.
Did you actually real quickly, guys? Woo! Look at I completely forgot you didn't speak on that. We're just going over the new stuff. Real quickly, are you watching the show at all?
I've watched the 2 seasons.
Oh, you did? Okay, so
I'm all caught up on that. Yeah.
Tell us how you feel about the figure. Is it exciting? Is it accurate to the show? What would you change? And are you getting this?
It's pretty accurate. Like, they did a good job from the 2nd season, I thought. But the thing is, it's just, look, the sculpt is what sells this guy, right? They killed it with the sculpt. But other than that, it's a guy in a jumpsuit, right? It's a tracksuit with the 456, right? That's very important, right? That's his player number, and the X2.
Rudy, 1 second before you continue. Be careful with the description of this figure right now. Be very, very careful with what you say about the figure. There's somebody in the chat right now, okay? I can't mention any names, but this is what they were born for, okay? So be very careful with what you say. Go ahead.
Okay. I lost my train of thought now. I'm like trying to think what I'm gonna say about this guy that's gonna be so controversial.
No, I was joking. I'll tell you why later. I'll tell you.
I'm like, what just happened here? We're talking about Squid Games, aren't we?
Go ahead. I'll tell you why later. Go ahead.
No, it's pretty good though. It's look, it's a pretty good figure. I like the show, but I didn't love the show. It's not like I'm like dying to have this character in my collection.
Be careful.
Right? Like,
I just said, be careful. Hey, be very careful. Go ahead.
Like, it's good. It's good. You know what he needed to come with? He needed to come with a gun and an MP5.
I was just gonna say, what would you change to make it better and more accurate? Because I don't know.
So look, everything he comes with is from the first big competition they have, but he needed a gun from the last portion of the show of the second season. Spoilers ahead. That's what he should have come with, a rifle, like an MP5 and a revolver. That would have made it like giving him a little something extra, because right now he's just, again, a guy in a tracksuit. He's pretty accurate to the show, but that's it, right? That's
you're getting it, right?
No.
Now,
it's one of those where I like the show, but I don't know that I like it enough to pay $280 for this guy. No way. Right, I don't know.
Now, question: how do you feel about the ankles? Because that's like the one thing that, like, you know what I mean? That's the only thing they're really showing with the body, right? So as you can
that's
see,
pretty cool. It's like a
seamless ankles. That looks real as hell.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's just like they extended the ankle in a little bit into the shoe, and there's like a peg or something, right? But that's pretty cool, right? Especially considering that's how he shows up in the show, and they're trying to give you the accuracy that everybody wants, right?
Tully says, I should have gotten a second maze window to put this sculpt on it and have a master soul in the collection. Well, that would have been great if you got it rooted too. You know what I mean? If you got it custom rooted, oh my God, you would have been the only one with a master soul. Just you. Rudy, 1 to 10.
I'll give it a 10 or 9, because the likeness is there. The likeness is really good.
It's perfect. The
likeness is amazing. Yeah.
I've never watched the show, but I don't know if you watched the stream with the side-by-sides that Bob got me, and he looks incredible. There is nothing off of his face when it comes to likeness.
It's a great.
100%.
This is one of the things, like we were talking about. If Hot Toys weren't like flooding the market with as much product as they are, and if we didn't have these other companies also doing a ton of product as well, that would have been one that I would have ordered, off the bat, because it's like, oh, it's different. And I like that Hot Toys is doing something different, but right now with everything else that's coming out and everything else we know is coming out, there's just no reason to jump on that one.
Right.
So,
all right, guys,
figure.
There you have it. So what's today? Today's Tuesday. We will most likely get the Red Hulk announcement sometimes this week, most likely tomorrow, actually tonight, maybe.
Tonight or tomorrow at the latest.
Well, after midnight as usual. Once we get off, it'll be, actually check right now. Did you check already?
Hold on, let me see.
Yeah, check, because it'll be there and we'll be off the.
Especially Hot Toys has been doing everything at 11 instead of midnight now.
Right.
Let's see.
So make sure.
No, it doesn't look like it. Looks like we're still good. It'll be in 15 minutes.
I don't trust it because you lied to me. Hold on.
No, it'll be in like 15 minutes.
Imagine. Oh, man. All right. So, no, I'm not even checking. All right. So, guys, as always, thank you guys for watching. And I'll see you in the next one.